Hey, if you want to skip right to the custom, go to the timecode on your screen now. I like to put little skits at the beginning of my videos, and I know they're not everybody's thing, so I hope you still like the video anyway. Also, thank you for clicking on the video in the first place. Okay, let's get to the video. It's time. Robert, I'd say it's time for us to— What are you guys doing with all those amiibos?
Well, we were trying to make some custom amiibo since you've been gone for so long.
Oh, come on, you guys. I've only been gone for like, what, 6 months?
Yeah, well, we were trying to keep your channel updated, but we can't figure out how to sculpt these things.
Well, it does take a lot of practice and dedication, and you've gotta—
What I mean by that is Candy Corn Plush doesn't have any arms, and I'm too lazy to help out, so we've basically hit a wall in production.
Well, anyway, I'm back, so if you guys want me to take over, I can go ahead and do that.
Dear Lord, yes please. This has been exhausting for me.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cudgle. After a several-month break, I'm back to making stupid meme art just for you. Hopefully I can upload fairly frequently again, but I'm also a lazy piece of garbage, so we'll see. Anyway, today's custom amiibo is one of the main characters from Rick and Morty, Rick Sanchez.
I like Rick because he's really smart, and so am I.
Yeah, well, you're also an asshole, so you've got another thing in common.
You're not wrong.
Anyways, guys, let's get into making a Rick Sanchez custom amiibo. So we'll be using a Mii Gunner as a base for this custom amiibo. We'll be chopping off the original figure and sculpting our own from scratch. The reason I'm using a Mii Gunner is because I want to have Rick holding his portal gun, and we can make a Mii that looks like Rick so that in-game it's actually Rick Sanchez. We'll be using oven bake polymer clay, wire, acrylic paint, super glue, and Mod Podge glaze for this custom amiibo. We want to take the figure off of the black base, including the gold beneath it. We'll remake the gold part using some gold clay. Here, we just want to make a gold disc with the Smash Bros logo pressed into it. Once it's baked, it's best to sand down the edges to make sure the disc fits inside the black base. We'll be putting it in the base later. So, now to plan out the figure itself. To do that, I like to quickly make a rough sketch of the general idea of how I want it to look. I want to make a sort of action pose where he's holding his portal gun up as if he's about to use it, looking off to the side with an angry face. Here I'm making a wireframe of what pose I want Rick to be in. This will make the sculpt more sturdy, and it'll be a lot easier to make in general if we have this to build onto. Now I'm adding the layer of clay that'll serve as a basic foundation for the details we'll be adding later. Throughout making this custom amiibo, occasionally I'll bake the entire thing to harden and finalize the clay that I'm done messing with. This makes it much easier to work with since you don't have to worry about messing up anything you've worked on. If you choose to do this, however, be careful not to bake it too much. I've had some horrible stuff happen to polymer clay that I've overbaked. Also, whenever I glue anything, the clay must be baked. Don't glue unbaked clay. Here I'm making the shoes, which I'll be gluing on in a second. I wanted to add a little more detail to the legs by adding pant legs. And here's what we've got so far. We can glue the feet to the golden base now. This will make the later steps so much easier since the Amiibo will be standing up on its own. A little bit of clay around the wire at the top will be the neck. The head is going to start out as just a ball of clay, but we'll be adding detail like hair and his face later. I felt like making the portal gun at this time. For the light bulb thing that sticks out of the top, I used glow-in-the-dark clay. Now for the hair. He has 6 spikes on each side, with them getting smaller as they travel down his head. I added a little extra clay to the back of his head so that we can add a bald spot later on. Here I'm just smoothing out the hair to make it look a little better. And here's the hair. The ears are just 2 little pieces of clay. Now here's where we're going to do the face, which is easy enough. For the mouth, add a little bit more clay, then carve a frown. The nose needs to be smoothed out at the top, then the eyes are just flat circles. The eyebrow is 1 curvy piece of clay. Hands are really hard and stupid and dumb, especially if you're trying to film yourself making some, so I just made them off camera. One day I'll make a video where I show you guys tips and tricks with clay, and hands will be a part of that. Until then, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I'm really frustrated by these hands. Anyway, let's wrap them around the portal gun. Once the hands look like they're naturally holding onto the portal gun, go ahead and glue them onto the ends of the arms. The lab coat is a pressed out sheet of clay that's wrapped around his back. Everything should be baked at this point, so we can move on to painting. I started out with the lab coat and the eyes. Next, the hair, making sure not to paint the bald spot yet. Now his skin, which includes the bald spot and the eyelids. Now we're moving on to the pants. Then his shirt, and I went ahead and painted the belt and belt buckle as well. Then his socks and shoes need to be painted. Now we're moving on to painting his portal gun. Now we're going to cover him in glaze.
My terry flaps in your mouth. Suck my flaps, you piece of shit. Fuck you, you stupid dumb motherfucking bitch.
Once the glaze is dry, we can glue the gold base into the black base. Don't glue that NFC chip, you might make the amiibo unusable. And after that, we're done with our Rick Sanchez custom amiibo. Let me know what you thought of this custom in the comments. Tell me what you want to see next, check out my social media in the description, and subscribe if you want to see more. If you made a custom amiibo or something based off of this one, use any of my social media to send me a picture. I love seeing what you guys make. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And there we go, guys, we're done with our Rick Sanchez custom amiibo. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, if you have any suggestions on what I should do next, what I should have done differently with this custom amiibo, or anything else, let me know in the comments. I try to read all of them and reply to a lot of them. I've already got an idea for the next few videos I want to make, but trust me, I look at every suggestion. I've got this list of like 20 ideas that I just keep adding to. I'm also going to try and upload on my weekly schedule again. I haven't been in the best spot to do YouTube recently, and trust me, it's been killing me not to make videos for you, but I'm going to try and get back on track. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go pulverize my pelvis. Ouch.